Hello and welcome to Mr. Tompkins Edtech. Today we're looking at remote learning using Microsoft Teams. I'll be showing you how to invite your students to a live remote lesson hosted in Teams, how to share a presentation with your students. I'll demonstrate how students can actively participate in the lesson so it's not just one-way traffic, and I'll be showing you how this lesson can be captured to video so that students who missed the live session can still see what was shared. I'll be sharing a short live lesson I held earlier today with my Year 7s to demonstrate how easy it is for them to connect and participate. So if you like the sound of that, keep watching. Now lots of teachers and schools are looking at remote learning as a means to overcome school closures that are already in effect in many countries and could very well come into effect in many more countries in the next few weeks and months. Schools will want to ensure their students are still able to make some progress on their courses, and especially that's the case for their exam classes. They'll want to see that those continue to be well supported up to the exams. Now they can send information packs home with their students, and perhaps they can email work to their students or share it via the school website. But this is very much a one-way traffic, and it doesn't provide much opportunity for interaction between the teacher and the students, or give learners the opportunity to ask questions. Now Microsoft Teams is jam-packed full of features that will enable a teacher to easily meet with their class online in a live session with the entire class, to discuss content, directly share resources, set and collect in assignments, and give quality feedback. Microsoft Teams is part of Office 365, and access to Office 365 is provided to every student and teacher at every school who use Windows and Microsoft Office on their desktops and laptops. So most schools will already have a license to use it, and most will already have Office 365 up and running to some extent. If your school is using OneDrive or you use Office 365 web apps already, then you'll also have access to Teams ready to go. If not, it can be very quickly deployed by your technicians. I'll drop some links below with some useful information on that. Now my school already has all our classes set up in Teams. This can be done using an export from your school's IMS, in our case we're using Sims, and there are some excellent third-party tools that you can use to automate this process. We're using Salamander AD, which I am very happy with and I would highly recommend, but I'm sure there are other third-party tools out there that do a similar thing. If you haven't already got your group set up and you are looking to get something up and running quickly, you can always set your groups up directly in Teams, easily enough, and I'll link to a video above that shows exactly what you have to do there. Okay, let's go over to Teams. You can see I've got all my different classes set up in here already. I'm going to create a calendar event for my group that I want to create the online lesson for. So let's go to calendar, which is over here. Look. If I pull up my calendar, I'm going to just create a test event in here just to show you how easy it is to set one up to start with. And then I'll show you one I've made earlier when I ran a trial lesson with my students. So just click on New Meeting. I can give the lesson or the meeting a title. So I'm going to call it Remote Lesson Demo. Add required attendees. Now I could list individual students if I wanted to, but that would take a long time. Much easier just to add the channel that you want to add. So all the students in that particular group will then be invited along to it. So my class that I'm going to run the trial with, it was 2019 7ECCIT. That's my group. You can see I have to actually select the channel within the group that I want, so I'm going to put it in the general channel. Now if I then give it a location, your house, and I give a description, a trial, remote learning lesson, I could put some details, more details in about the lesson content in there. Now if I click send, then everyone in the group will get an invitation to the meeting. It will go into their calendar as well, so they'll get updates and reminders about that. And also what will happen is it will create an event within the chat section of the class team. Now, I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to instead switch this over to a test group because I don't want to disturb my students unnecessarily. So let's put it in the test group for now so I can show you the features. So I'll just send that to my test group. So you can see it's created this test lesson here. And if I click on it, I could join it there and start and kick the lesson off. Or if I go to my Teams, I'll just go down to my test group. You can see it's created this this event down here in the post section of my group. And again, if I click on it, it will take me back to the details of the lesson, and I can click to join. So let's join. I'll show you what it looks like. So the lesson session hasn't really started yet. You're just in a kind of a pre area where you can put your settings how you like them. So I could turn my camera on or off, depending if I'm feeling shy or not. I've got this kind of cool button here where I can blur out my background, so if I'm a bit embarrassed about my decor or I've got things happening in the background, then that could kind of make me feel a little bit happy about sharing where I was. And then I can turn the microphone on and off as well. And then once I click join, that will actually create the event, and then the other students will be able to join in. So here we go. Again, I've got my options for turning off the camera at any time, so I can turn it off at a later date. I can mute myself. I've got this button over here that says show conversation. If I pull that up, it produces a kind of a chat window, and I can write things in there. So students can ask questions. In this box, they can send emojis if they want to. And you know, there's some other things that you can send to each other just so that you've got some means of communication during the lesson. And the other interesting thing I've got is the share button. Now when I click there, it gives me lots of different things that I can share with the students. I can share PowerPoints. So here's a PowerPoint that I'm going to share in the lesson with my students. So I can pull that up, and it gives me tools to within Teams to kind of go through the slides. I can show a whiteboard if I wanted to. Now this is a joint whiteboard where you and the students could write on if you wanted to. You can set the permissions up for it. So let's just grab a pen, start drawing. Hello. Okay, so we can write on that as well. What else can I share? Anything from my desktop. So I could share, so if I go to my desktop, I can share whatever's here. So I've got my browser running here, and I've got a Microsoft Forms here that I'm going to use in my lesson. Okay, so you can see it's really easy to get the session up and running, and it's very easy then to switch between various resources that you've got on your computer and share those with the students. Okay, so let's just finish this. This was just a quick little demo of what tools were available to you within the meeting itself. And you can see all the interactions that I typed in during the lesson were captured in the post thread within the group. So if I go to my team that I ran the meeting with earlier, here's the one here. So you can see that it happened earlier today at 11 o'clock, and all the different outputs from that meeting were captured in the post thread as well. Okay, let's have a look at what that meeting looked like. I'm just going to let everyone give people another minute or two to join. Welcome, Uzma. Hello, Fahim.
Hello.
Thank you for coming along today.
Hello.
Is that you, Gervin?
Yes.
Okay, just to let you know, I'm recording this session because I'm going to make a video for the teachers to see how this works. So I hope you don't mind. You don't have to turn your cameras on if you don't want to. And I prefer it if you leave your Microphone on mute unless you're asking a question, otherwise it gets a bit noisy in here. Does that make sense? So if you tap on your screen, you'll get some options for turning on the camera on and off and to turn the mute on and off. Like I say, you're welcome to just stay incognito and leave your camera off. And if you leave your microphone off until you want to speak or say something, and then you just turn it on briefly. Okay, that's kind of how it works. Otherwise, we've got so many people in here, it's going to get very noisy. So welcome along. I can see quite a few of you here. That's great. Now, if I go along to my people panel, I can see that quite a few of you have attended already. I've got Abdul here, Abdul Noor, Aisha, Debasis, hello. Fahim is here, Gada is here. Gurbir, Harman, Namrata, Sienna, and Uzma. So we've got quite a crowd. That's my crazy cuckoo clock that just went off. Okay, so that tells me it's 11 o'clock. Excellent. So, yeah, thank you for coming along, guys. I just wanted to try this feature out in Teams. We haven't really used it before yet, but you know how things are at the moment. We might have to close schools at some point. So I just want to see if this is a useful technology to share lessons with students at home. I hope it's not going to be too long. All I want to do today is just a really proof of concept. So I just want to make sure that you can see me, you can hear me. I can show you like a PowerPoint presentation, and I can give you a little bit of work to do. I'm going to get you to do a survey at the end just to see how you felt about the session. Okay. Anyone got any questions so far? If you do, you can just come off microphone for a little bit and ask your question. Go on, be brave.
Hello.
Hello. What was your question?
I don't have one.
Oh, okay. You're just saying that. All right, then. The other way you can ask a question, if you like, is if you look at the conversation thread. If you click on the screen, there's like a little speech bubble which will pull up the meeting chat, and you can chat in there. I'm just going to write a hello in there. Hello. So you can respond to that if you want to. So you might instead want to ask questions there. Oh, there you go. Debasis has found it, and so is Fahim. Hello, guys. Ooh, you're all saying hello to me, which is great. Okay, so that's good. So you found that. That's easy enough for you to use. And hello, Garda. Yeah. I think Debasis is daring you, Fahim. Are you going to, or are you not going to?
So I can't find it.
What, to turn it on or off?
No, to chat.
Okay, if you tap on the screen, I'm using a computer here, so I can't really see it. Maybe one of the others can come on and tell you how they did it, because they're using an iPad. I'll have a look on my iPad and see if I can see it. But maybe one of the others can jump on and explain. I think you just need to tap on the screen, and there's a button that looks like a speech bubble, and you click on that, and it takes you to a side panel where all the text is. And then you can press the little left chevron again to come back to this screen. Okay, so just have a go at doing that. See if you can make a message. See if you can go in there and say hello to me, and then we can come back and I can start the actual lesson. Just want to show you a brief slideshow and then give you a quick survey to complete, just to see how you found it. Okay, someone's still got their microphone on. I can hear you rustling and rumbling around. Unless you're speaking, I think it might be useful if you turn your microphones off. Okay, I think that would make life a bit easier for everybody. Okay, right, so I hope you can see how this works, so that maybe you've used Teams before to have conversations with your friends in this way, but I can create a whole meeting. We can have the whole class in here, which could be quite interesting, couldn't it? And I can also do things like this, so I can share my screen with you. So rather than looking at me, I can look at this flip chart instead. Let's just pull that up. Let's just open up my just a flip chart that I've got for this session. So if I had a PowerPoint that I wanted to share with the group, with the information I wanted to share with you, I could pull this up on the screen and show it to you like this. Okay, so we're going to do a session today on remote learning with Microsoft Teams. So you've all managed to find it so far, which is really, really great. So just a quick few rules about doing an online lesson like this. Can you try and keep your microphone muted? We've already had that discussion, but it's just like in the classroom. It's rude to talk at the same time as the teacher. So if you keep your microphone on mute, unless I ask you to turn it on or you want to ask or answer a question. If you're given permission to speak, turn on your microphone to speak, but remember to turn it off again once you have finished. Otherwise, we'll probably hear you kind of, crashing and banging around your house at home. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second one, the camera, that's up to you. I think most of you have chosen not to turn your camera on. That's perfectly fine. If you do turn it on, just don't be silly with it. You are in a lesson, so behave nicely, okay? If you don't want to be seen, that's totally fine. Just keep it turned off. It's no problem at all. I don't mind at all. Okay, so you can sit there in your pajamas if you like. It makes no difference to me. Okay, chat. Okay, so you can use the chat feature. I showed you how to pull it up a moment ago. You just kind of click on the screen. Oops, I've gone forward a slide. You click on the screen and click on that show conversation thread. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask about the lesson, you can just tap them in there if you don't want to speak in the microphone. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. You've got lots of ways to talk to me or interact with me. Okay, I've just written up here. If you have a comment or question, please to ask it properly and not with your kind of teenage leet speak. So I actually understand what you're talking about. I'm a bit old, you see. I don't know all these things that you communicate yourself with each other. So anyway, so write properly, guys. Okay, emojis are okay. Just don't overdo it. I don't want a whole screen full of them, please. And I will look at these conversations at various points in the lesson. So if you have asked a question, I might not see it straight away, but I'll kind of refer to it at points and then pull out any questions that I find there. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. Let's move on. What's the next slide say? Okay, so I've talked to you about remote learning. I just want to keep this lesson really, really simple and short. I really just wanted to see if you could all find it, if you could see me, if you could hear me, if you could see what I wanted to show you, and if I could give you a little bit of work for you to do. Okay, now the work I'm going to give you is it's not a big deal. I'm just going to get you to do a quick survey about how you found the session. So I've made a survey in Microsoft Forms. I'm sharing the screen with you now here. So this is what my survey looks like. I'm just going to get a share link to you and drop it into the conversation thread. So let me just grab that copy. I'll come back over to Teams and I'll paste it into the conversation thread. So you can jump onto that form and quickly fill it out for me. Let me just put that in there. Okay, so there's the link. It's going in. So you should be able to click on that link and open up the Microsoft Forms survey. It's just got a few multiple choice questions on there, guys. I just want to find out how easy it was for you to get on here, if you managed, if it was awful, if you like it, that sort of thing, really. So yeah, just pull up that link and see if you can fill it out. In the meantime, I'm just going to sit here for 5 minutes because it's going to take you a little bit of time. So I won't sing, I promise. I won't do anything weird. I'll just sit here and give you a bit of take up time to try and fill in that form for me. Maybe I can see any if you're answering. Got no responses yet. Did you manage to find the link? Maybe you can tell me if you haven't or you're struggling. Can someone just turn on their microphone and let me know whether or not they've found the how to get the thing up. So I've just seen your question, Sienna. If you kind of tap on the screen, you should see like a little speech bubble. If you click on that,
I found it.
Oh, thank you. You should pull up the side panel, and in there you'll see a link to the form. Okay, that should just be a live link. You should be able to click on it. It should load up the form on your iPad, and you should be able to answer the questions. And
So I can't find it.
Can't see it. Have you found the meeting chat?
What meeting? I just came in right now, like.
Oh, that's probably why. I've explained how to do it. So if you just tap on the screen, you should see that there's a conversation button that you can click. It looks like a speech bubble, and if you pull up that, it pulls out. It takes you to another page, and it's got the conversation thread that people have been tapping in as we go along. Okay.
Yeah, I found it.
Great. So if you just pop on there, find the link, press the link. Oh, Harmon has done it. Let me go and see. I was going to start getting
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, I've got 7 responses already. You guys are fast. Okay.
So I completed it.
Lovely, guys. Lovely. I can see.
So I've done it.
Lovely.
I was the first one to do it. I've done it.
You've done it. You guys are so good at this. You're like experts. Would no one think this is our first session we've done? You're all like pros. Well done, guys. I've got 8 responses. I don't know exactly how many people we've got in this session. Let me just count. So we've got 11 of you. So we're still waiting for responses from 3 of you, but most of you have done it already. Let's have a, yeah.
You know how it says what devices you use to connect to the remote lesson? I haven't used my school iPad. I've used my home iPad. So
That's no problem. Just say that you had an iPad. That's fine. But thank you for letting me know that. So yeah, you can use any device really. Teams works on iPhones, iPads, Android tablets. It works in PCs and anything really. So if you've got any device at home, you should be able to connect.
So I'm using MacBook, but I put other.
Okay, no problem. That's no problem at all. Are you guys seeing my Microsoft Forms responses page?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go and see what how you found it then together. Yes. I'm still getting 1 or 2 final in here.
Yes.
So if you're still doing it, just hurry up and we'll get it in. So you can see that all of you found it really easy to connect to the session. That's really, really encouraging. I see most of you are using your iPad. That didn't surprise me at all. 1 or 2 of you using different devices. So you're using the Mac. What's this? Someone's using their Android phone, but the rest of you are using your school iPads, which is probably what I expected you to be doing. Did you receive a reminder or notification about the remote lesson before it began? 10 of you did, so you got a little reminder that the lesson was going on, so that's probably why you found it. 1 of you wasn't sure if you got it or not. Maybe you just woken up. Who knows? I don't know. And question 4, I asked you, could you see and hear the teacher during the remote session? You all could. That's great. Or is it great? I don't know. Question 5, were you able to see the PowerPoint slides? Yes, you all were. Were you able to ask questions during the sessions? 10 of you said you were. 1 of you said you weren't sure. If you're the one person who says you're not sure, you can either ask a question by just putting the microphone on for a second and speaking to me, or if you don't want to do that, you can pull out the side panel and type your question in there. That's no problem at all. Whichever way you feel more comfortable with. Okay. Did students behave well? You were all brilliant. So I'm pretty sure you're all fantastic. I think I'm going to give every one of you a green card for your contribution today. I think you've been fantastic. Well done, guys. Do you think that Microsoft Teams could be used to deliver a good lesson? And 11 of you think it could. So that's 100%. That's brilliant. So I think that was quite a success. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed that back to our head teacher and our other teachers in school and let them know that, you know, we had this session, you found it really easy. It's really easy for me to share my PowerPoint with you and you could ask me questions. Okay, I'm just going to look and see if there are any more questions in the side panel. No, you're just telling me that you've all done it. Okay. Right, so maybe you can just either say out loud or write in the chat how you found the session. Just give me a bit of feedback. Did you like it? Was it fun? Was it interesting? Would you like to do it again? You know, just your thoughts really. Just write some thoughts. You could express your thoughts in the form of an emoji if you want to. Okay.
I want to do it again.
Just write me something or say something about it that you thought. Okay, so Uzma really liked it. That's great. Okay, gave it a thumbs up. That's brilliant. Thank you, Uzma. I enjoyed it too. I thought it was fun. We should do this again sometime.
I enjoyed it as well.
Thank you for that.
I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too, Govir. Oh, I got 2 thumbs up from Harmon. Thank you. Thanks, guys. 2 thumbs up back to you.
When are we gonna go?
Yeah, I'm about done. So if you've written me a comment back and you're happy, I'm happy. I think this has been really good. So I've done that. I'm going to make a little video out of it so I can share this with the teachers, so you can so they can get to know how easy it is and how much fun it is to connect this way. Okay. So really, thanks a lot for your contribution today, guys. If you've got any more thoughts that pop into your head, then just put them into. Oh, I saw you briefly there. Hello. Yeah, just either pop them into the Teams chat or come and talk to me about it. I'm really, really interested in how you found it. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed your homework, Samia. That's not always the case, I'm sure. So that is good.
So we're allowed to leave?
Yep, you can go. Thanks, guys. See you in lessons next week. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye. So they've all gone. I quite enjoyed that. I thought it was fun. Now, once your remote lesson is finished, all sorts of outputs are captured automatically for you. So this was the event that I had earlier today with my Year 7s. You can see if I open it up, then all of the chat that went on during the session was captured in the posts tab of the Year 7 group. And what's really cool is it also automatically records the lesson as well. Now, because I chose to record the screen when I started the lesson, it's created a video of the whole lesson and automatically uploaded that to Stream. Now, if I click here, it will just play the video within Teams, but I'm just going to go over to Stream to show you where it ended up. So if I go to my meetings, this was the lesson that I recorded, so I can play it here if I want to as well. You already know what that looks like because you've just watched it. Well, I hope from this video you've seen how easy it is to set up a remote lesson via Microsoft Teams. My students all managed to connect really easily. They really enjoyed the experience and they felt they were able to ask questions. It was a fun little lesson, and I think my students would quite enjoy having a few more like it. Well, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a like below and consider subscribing to my channel. I'm going to be uploading more videos over the next few days and weeks, so if you found it useful, then click on the bell and you'll get an update when I next upload a video. If you want to find out more about setting up class groups within Teams, you can click on this link here. For homework assignments, how you can set them and retrieve them from your students, check out this video over here, and there's some more resources down below here that you might want to have a look at. Stay safe, keep your hands clean, and I'll see you on the next video.